Welcome to Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest, Mike Feuer, he's a member of the California State Assembly. And so I want to talk to you about Measure R, which passed in 2008, and it allowed the county to tax itself, sales tax, a half cent for transportation projects. The mayor is looking to create a provision whereby the sunset in 27 years, 30 years would vanish. But he has to work with you to make that happen.
Correct, yes. The mayor and I have been working very closely on this, actually. Ever since Measure R passed, the mayor and others of us have been trying to find ways to do the projects that the voters were promised sooner than they expect, which would be so necessary for two reasons, Brad. Well, maybe three.
Well, we need it.
Well, we need it desperately to alleviate our congestion. Second, costs of construction are much less expensive now. And third, we have a jobs crisis in our county, as we know. And Measure R, just for the public transit projects in Measure R, promises 166,000 new jobs.
And if I may digress, but
Sure.
it's relevant, the mayor has been trying to work with the Obama administration and members of Congress, Democrat and Republican, to create what we know as 30-10. Basically, the federal government would loan the money to the county so they can speed up the time with which the projects are done from 30 years to 10 years. But that's where you come in terms of changing that formula.
Yes, so the mayor was making headway in Washington, but Congress changed hands. The House of Representatives is now in Republican hands. And so while there's still a possibility of the loan happening from the federal level, that's still pending. It hasn't happened yet. And so what I've done is introduced a measure in the Capitol that would give the county the authority to put on the ballot a measure that eliminates the sunset on Measure R, doesn't increase the tax, just allows it to continue, and that has some magic associated with it. Because when you extend the measure, you provide enough years of revenue that the county could bond against those revenues and build the projects much sooner without outside help.
So it's our own 30-10. Essentially.
It's essentially our 30-10.
Right.
And it would have a marvelous impact. We need these jobs right now.
And we need the transportation, arguably.
Desperately.
Right. Okay, so where do we stand with this? Do you need to get 2/3 to get that measure through Sacramento?
No.
Okay.
It's a majority vote bill. It's made its way through the Assembly's Local Government Committee. It'll be soon in the Transportation Committee and ultimately go to the floor of our House.
So then when that happens, assuming it does, we then have the measure on the county ballot. Do you need 2/3 for that to pass?
Yes.
Okay, so do we know when it will be on the ballot?
Not yet. That's for the county to determine. My job is to be sure that the county is authorized to make that decision so the voters can make their own decision.
And what's interesting is the voters passed Measure R by 2/3 in November 2008 as the economy was coming crashing down on us. So one could argue Los Angeles County voters will be as generous in the future, but what do you think? Will they be?
I think voters can relate so much to the costs of traffic congestion in their personal lives, and they understand that the economy suffers tremendously. Our economic recovery here is hindered dramatically by the absence of good transportation here. But everybody's quality of life is dramatically degraded. Until we can change this, it'll perpetuate.
So for example, the Expo line is opening, but it's only going downtown to Culver City. It's supposed to go then Culver City to Santa Monica.
Right.
Could our own 30-10 help to speed that up?
Yeah, it could speed up all these projects.
Wow.
And the subway could speed that up
Subway
dramatically.
To the sea?
Yeah, the subway will be moving west much sooner were we to pass an extension, but the extension has to be authorized by the voters.
I understand.
And that, again, requires us in Sacramento to give the county that authority.
Got it. His name is Mike Feuer. He's a member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerance. We thank you so much for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. We're going to send you back to HLN. Very interesting.
Yeah.